Hello and welcome to Froch on Fighting. My name is Carl Froch, aka The Cobra, and this man to my right, give me that name actually. For those of you who don't know, Rob McCracken was my coach for my whole career. I've known you 23 years. 2002 I turned pro. I actually met you at the 2001 World Amateur Championships in Belfast.
Yeah, where you won England's first ever World Championship
ever
senior medal. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is a brilliant achievement.
Yeah, it was a bronze. I got beat in the semi-final by a big chunky Russian. I was catching him on in the last round.
I was there. I was in Belfast.
How do you think I did in that?
It's close by.
I got beat in there.
Yeah, close, got edged out, but really good experience. Really gave you a load of confidence moving forward.
And I had no real intention of turning professional, but after speaking to Rob and him sort of coaxed me, didn't you? He said you'll be a good pro.
Not really. You sort of came and went for about 10 months at Lennox Lewis College.
It's about 6 months, isn't it?
And you turn up and you say, I'm not sure about turning pro. I said, well, go to the Olympics or go to the Commonwealth Games. And he was like, nah. And then you'd come back and then you'd go, I'm not sure. And then eventually you went, go on, I'll give it a go. So that's normally how it works in pro boxing, isn't it? People always take the time.
I didn't know whether I wanted to turn pro or stay on the amateur squad and wait for the next Olympics, which was 3 years away, and I was 25.
I thought it would have been good. I thought it would have been good for you to go to the Olympics, but if you didn't want to follow that, pursue that any longer.
It's 3 years later. I just missed out on the Sydney.
But then obviously go professional and get started, and rather than just training for endless months.
We did the traditional route, British title first. Well, we did the Commonwealth title first, Charles Itauma. And then British title, Damon. Can you remember who I fought for the British title and who the defenders were?
Damon Hague, yeah.
Damon Hague. And then I defended.
Yeah, good fighter, Damon Hague. Then you defended it. You defended the titles in Nottingham as well. But we'd been to if my memory's right, going way back, we'd been to Los Angeles and you fought Henry Porras as well.
Henry Porras, yeah. You broke my hand again that fight. Well, my ligament in my.
And then we came back, and then I think you had to defend against Matthew Barney. Yeah, he was a really good fighter as well.
Awkward, horrible fighter.
You fought some good fights. You do. Yeah. Adam, who was a really good fighter.
Charles
as well.
Itauma for the Commonwealth.
Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't matched lightly. It was
Tony Dodson, British defence.
Sport, yeah.
Robin Reid, I know he's past his best, but he could still whack a little bit.
Top fighter, Robin Reid.
He caught me, didn't he, in round 3 or 4?
Yeah, top fighter, really good.
Yeah,
really good fighter, world champion, and could have been another world champion in Germany. He was unlucky there as also top fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, we had some journey right up to the 4 world titles, 2 WBC, 1 WBA, IBF, International Boxing Hall of Fame as well. I mean, I'm not showing off, but if it weren't for this man here, none of that would have happened. Because would you say I was a nervous fighter or just a big bottle job?
No, he was a little bit nervous early on. Your pro debut, we I
hoisted me into the ring.
I knew your opponent, so we had we met him at the York Hall coming in, entering the arena. I think that. You met him as a nice guy that calmed you down a little bit.
Michael Pinnock.
Yeah, but it's tough sport, so obviously, you need to get a few fights under your belt and then you get a bit of confidence.
Absolutely, and we got there. So let's talk about some of the fighters you've got now. Lauren Price, current world champion, undisputed world champion. She's got all the belts, hasn't she, Lauren?
Well, a girl in America, Michaela Mayer's got the WBO title, but Lauren's got all the other belts. Yeah. So yeah, she's Olympic champion. She's up on the wall, world champion as an amateur, European champion. So phenomenal. Talent and has done really well with her life, and is a really nice person, most importantly.
I just had a good chat to her. She looks solid, isn't she? Real fit athlete. She looks like she could knock my mate out. I've come with. There's a guy called Sonny I've come in the gym with. He's got big arms, but she looks like she could iron him out. I think he knows it as well, so he's keeping out of the way. He's worried about the sparring.
Yeah, but it's a good story. Lauren Price's story is great, and she's put everything into boxing, and there's loads of people who've been part of that and supported her.
What's next for her now?
She's looks like there's a chance for us to defend a world title in December before Christmas. Couple of opponents there's 2 options, either are good. So good challenge for her, and obviously nice for her to box in Wales in front of a home crowd. Yeah,
do you think she'll get the Michaela Mayer fight eventually?
Well,
I've seen her fight a couple of times.
Yeah, these fights. You can be built up, can't they? And but Lauren will fight anybody. She's all happy to fight anybody.
She's got the belts as well, so you'd have thought Michaela Mayer would want to try and.
Yeah, well, Lauren's got all the belts, but obviously she's a tough opponent, Lauren Price. So
absolutely.
You're not going to be unless you're a contender. If you've got a belt as well, then do you want to risk it against Lauren Price?
Someone else was in the gym, Galal Yafai. I saw him beat Sonny Edwards that night, and he went on then in his next fight. And the guy, talk to me about what happened. The Mexican.
The final eliminator. The opponent came in who was put in place by the WBC. It was out of Galal and the new opponent fighting a final eliminator.
First time he'd been put down in his career.
Well,
was it flash knock?
Yeah, it wasn't really a knockdown, tiredness really. But also he failed a drug test, and the rest is history. Yeah, really disappointed with a boxer in Britain going in against somebody who's passed his test a few weeks before. Varda did a really good job, to be honest, but passed his test a few weeks before, and then obviously failed on the night after the fight. And
so that's Galal Yafai's first loss.
Yeah, but it's been reversed.
His opponent then failed a drugs test, just for clarity.
Yeah, well, he failed the drug test on the night of the fight, and
terrible, disgraceful, really.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
he looked fit and strong, kept going.
Yeah, well,
it's like it looked obvious that he was cheating.
Yeah, well,
and how's Galal now? I've spoken to him. Seems
he's okay, and he's the WBC have reinstated him. He gets the world title fight against the champion in the new year, Sandoval. So that's something brilliant for him. You remember when you had your world title fight back in Nottingham in 2008. So tough period for Galal, and totally not fair. You should go in. From the way into the fight, you should be clean, and obviously in training you should be clean. So unacceptable, really, and obviously it's the least that could happen that the Galal's the mandatory challenger for the world title. But obviously, he's had to go through the 12 rounds with somebody who's got a massive advantage, which is totally unfair.
Absolutely. Moving on to the landscape of boxing changing a little bit. Sky Sports now, they don't quite know what they're doing with boxing. Ben Whittaker, who's a big prospect, was he Olympic silver medalist?
Olympic silver medalist is up there on the wall. World bronze medalist as well.
There's some big faces around here. Lauren Price is up there as well.
Yeah.
Galal Yafai, Fraser Clark, and then behind us we've got Amir Khan and Audley Harrison. Remember him?
Yeah.
Remember when David A absolutely ironed him out, battered him out of order, wasn't it? Thought he was his mate. Finished pay-per-view that did on Sky. It was that bad.
But David A could really punch, couldn't he?
Good punch hard, yeah. But what did you make of Ben Whittaker? Because would you say he's like the next star potentially to come through? Because you've worked with him on England squad.
Yeah, look, he's got all his brilliant talent. He had 5 fights in Tokyo. Had a real problem with his shoulder that our physios managed him through. He did the work in the ring and the training, and honestly, his shoulder was in a rough place for him. Didn't throw many right hands or back hands, as they say these days. But won the Olympics mostly with his jab and his front hand duck. So brilliant talent and
silver medal.
Yeah, silver medal. But he's in with an unbelievable fighter in the final. Cuban close contest, got edged out, but he's a brilliant. He's a brilliant prospect.
Think he'll be a good pro? I mean,
as long as he's at the right weight and he does the work and he works with the right people. He's working with Andy Lee at the minute, who's a top trainer, a good guy as well, and also was a top fighter. So he can't go wrong, really.
He had that controversy then with Liam Cameron over the top rope, but then he put that right in the rematch. A lot of people were questioning his mindset.
But I know him, and he's a super talent, and he's as good as what people think he is. Obviously,
and he's got the confidence as well.
And you match at the right pace. He'll definitely do it.
Brilliant. Looking forward to what happens with his career, because he's now moved over to. He's on his own now, isn't he? He's signed with. Is he signed
so I hear. I don't know. That's what I heard yesterday. But he's got. I mean, how many million followers has he got on the internet? So he's going to be a star.
No, exactly. What's your thoughts on me coming back to the ring? Somebody like Darren Till, or maybe I don't know, Joe Calzaghe. He's hanging around. He might be. I mean, he was kind of offered something with Galal Yafai. What would you think about something like that? What would you make of me and Till? He's had 3 fights, not as a professional, but in the professional boxing rules, against Rockhold was his last fight. He's an ex-MMA fighter, not a bad fighter. 2 before that. 6'1", he's about 15 stone, a bit bigger than me. What do you reckon, me coming back?
Do you know what I like? He's obviously a UFC fighter. He's a really good UFC fighter. Do you know what I like though? I like nostalgia, and I just think that if you was ever going to get in a ring, and you're still in phenomenal shape, but at the same time, when last did you box? 2014.
Yeah, 11 years ago.
11 years ago. So I like nostalgia. So if you was ever going to go through the weigh-in and the press conference and the build-up, somebody who a big rival at the time or something. I don't. I'm not.
Say Joe Calzaghe, aren't you?
It's not so much about the fight. It's about the press conference, the build up, the way. And people like to. It's like theatre. It's not so much about no one really wants to see people beating each other up when they're past. They've not boxed for a number of years. But yeah, so if you was going to get back in the ring, something where people think, oh, that would be brilliant. There's an interest from the general public of you against somebody that was a rival or somebody who you never boxed, something like that at the time.
So were you thinking JC? Oh, Joe Calzaghe.
Joe Calzaghe. Well, how good was Joe Calzaghe?
Yeah, proper good fighter.
Phenomenal.
Top.
Phenomenal fight. Yeah, phenomenal fight. Absolutely brilliant.
Hall of Famer, fellow Hall of Famer.
Absolutely brilliant fighter. And one of the best, one of the best that Britain's ever produced, without a doubt.
Absolutely. So it'd be good to get a little move around with JC if he fancies it, but we'll see. Would you not bother with Darren Till? Not interested?
Oh no, listen. I just think if I was you, I'd be if I was going to get back in the ring again, I'd maybe go. I'd like that's going to grip the whole of the country and the whole of the UK. Somebody who was a rival. The Ben Eubank thing that's still continuing.
That's the problem with the Till fight. It's not big enough. He's not done anything. You know what I mean? He's an ex-UFC fighter, but in terms of boxing, people they're not arsed, are they? But if JC came back in, that'd be big. I know what you're saying. The nostalgia, that would be wicked. I'm sure Darren
Till's got he'll have he's UFC. Was he top? He's top fighter in the UFC.
He's a decent fighter in the UFC.
Top fighter in the UFC.
He's tapped out a few times. He's been ironed out as well, but he's no Conor McGregor or Aspinall.
Yeah, but he's obviously good at his sport. Good luck to him. But yeah, if you are going to do it, you do it with somebody who was one of your rivals in the past, and then the press conference, everything will buy into it.
What about Andre Ward? Do you think he fancies a bit of the Cobra? Big lad now, Andre Ward. He's on about fighting AJ. He was moving up to heavyweight and fighting AJ. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, size difference.
What do you think next? Talking about, just mentioned AJ there. What do you think next for his career? Because you obviously looked after him for a few years. But where do you think he goes now? Has he got much of a future in heavyweight boxing, or do you think he's had his career?
I don't know, Carl. To be honest, the heavyweights. Somebody was saying to me the other day. Somebody was saying about boxing somebody who'd been stopped in the last fight, and they were saying that they didn't really want to fight them. But I said, but it doesn't work in the world of heavyweights because. Your heavyweight boxing, one punch wins the fight, doesn't it? It's not always lose on points. So anything can happen in heavyweight boxing, and it's obviously what he wants to do and what he thinks he can achieve. But one punch changes everything in sport.
Absolutely. Is there anything you'd like to see him do next, or would you? Because I personally think he's finished. That's my opinion. I think he's had his career. The way he got absolutely fucking demolished against Dubois, I just think there's nothing left. He got done by Usyk twice. I know Usyk's Usyk, and he's done Fury twice as well. He's a top fighter. But I think he's had his career. His best days were with you, without a doubt. He's moved on from that and then been fucking ironed out a couple of times. Let's be honest, he's been done. And I just think he's finished. I can't see what's next for him unless he's going to jump in with someone like Fury. Could you see that happening?
I genuinely don't know. Listen, Fury's had an unbelievable career, and Josh had a fantastic career. So, but one punch in heavyweight boxing, if I was a heavyweight, I'd always be tempted to fight because I've only got to catch them clean and I've won. So
they've got a chance.
I think it's not massively but slightly different to all the other weights where it doesn't matter who you've lost to in your last bout, you can turn it around with one shot.
Yeah, that's true. What about Usyk then? What do you think about him?
Brilliant.
Would you like to see him retire?
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I mean, unbelievable. What do you reckon about what he should do now at his age? He's pressing on towards 40 now. He's done everything.
Yeah, I think.
Is it worth him fighting again?
Yeah, I think he's got another fight or two in him, hasn't he? And I'm pretty sure he'll do that. And when you've got that skill set and that ability to attract people as well, why wouldn't he have another couple of fights? Because at the minute, and it is over, but it's hard to see anyone beating him in the next couple of fights.
Have you seen much of Moses Itauma?
Yeah.
He's a young talent.
Yeah.
How would you feel? I mean, he's not been past 6 rounds, so it would be unfair to chuck him in the 12th round with someone of Usyk's level. But do you think he can sort of get there?
Without a doubt, Moses Itauma will definitely get there. He's dynamic, he's physical, he's got speed, he's got everything you need. So I think someone mentioned about him before. No, he's a super prospect, and he's definitely going to become a world champion without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, top fighter. Who's your favourite fighter now to watch? in the pros.
Favourite fighter now to watch?
Yeah.
Currently.
Is there any pros now where you think, I'll have a look at him? So I quite like watching Gervonta Davis. I know he's fighting Jake Paul, which is ridiculous because he's £100 lighter. But like someone like him, if he's on, I'll wait up till 3 in the morning. Is there anyone where you think, I want to have a look at that in the pros now, or aren't you that interested?
Usyk, Terence Crawford, Tank Davis. There's my 3.
Yeah. What did you make of Crawford against Canelo?
He's just a brilliant boxer.
Yeah.
But Ricky Burns boxed him in Glasgow. I was there.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua boxed on the same night. Boxed a Brazilian, had a good win.
3-way world champ Ricky Burns, wasn't he?
Yeah, and you know what? Ricky Burns did all right. He got beat, but he got beat on points, and he was competitive. So it just shows you, Ricky Burns was a good fighter.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Favourite fight you've been involved in?
Favourite fight I've been involved in?
Yeah.
It's got
to be one of the Cobras, hasn't it? It's got to be, hasn't it? Saying that, though, you had some good nights with AJ.
Yeah, no, unbelievable, brilliant nights. I'm just trying to think. If we're talking, there's different categories, isn't it? If it's one of your fights, or if it's
let's go for mine then, because
if it's one of your fights, or one of Anthony Joshua's fights, or one of other fighters that I work with, Galal Yafai
with me. Favourite fight you've been involved in with me, because I can never pick my favourite fight, because the Pascal fight was great. The Jermaine Taylor comeback was outrageous. The Bute fight,
my favourite, Jermaine Taylor was brilliant, but my favourite fight was the Bute fight, and the reason it was my favourite fight was because the offer was to go to Canada for a lot more money.
Tactics from the McCracken machine.
A lot more money, and you just moved into a new house, and obviously you fighting for the world title.
You never told me there was more money to go to Canada, did you? So I never knew about that until about 5 years later.
Well, you did. Your memory's sort of not as great as it
I can't remember being offered much more money to go over to Canada.
Yeah. So I remember the number, and it was a lot. And my thoughts were stay in Nottingham in your wing, because you was brilliant in Nottingham. I don't know what Nottingham would do to you, but you'd just come alive in Nottingham.
Just been at home, innit?
And you took a lot less money for the fight, and you won the fight. So that was just a nice all-round thing to be part of.
Absolutely. I mean, that night, the 5th round stoppage against somebody who a lot of people thought I'd lose. Sugar Ray Leonard came into the change rooms, didn't he? So because he's working for Showtime. Most of the Sky crew thought I was going to get beat. Eddie Hearn was bowling around, mopping it over, and sort of still sort of learning the game. It was new to the game, wasn't it? Sky Sports were back involved. I mean, that win there got us in with a fight with Kessler. Pay-per-view back on Sky.
Yeah, it put you back on the map. You'd boxed Andre Ward. You got beat on points by Andre Ward. Brilliant fighter, as you know.
It's sort of like in no man's land,
it was like just roll the dice and going with the other one, Lucy and Bute at the time. They were the two big ones at the time.
I think it was Ring Magazine #1, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you took the chance, and fortune favours the brave.
Absolutely. Then we got that rematch with Mikel Kessler. That was a good fight, wasn't it? Was you worried when I got clipped in round 11? Was you worried?
You just got carried away, didn't you? But Kessler was Kessler.
I can't remember what you told me going out for around the last 2 rounds. Was you telling me just keep behind my jab and stay out the way?
Yeah, but it's you, isn't it? And you listen so much, and then you do your own thing.
I just saw a little opportunity. I thought, there it is.
Then you go for it. It's like when I said to you when you boxed Jermaine Taylor, if you catch him, just work off the shoulder and the chest. If you catch him, don't rush in, because he'll catch you because he's quick. Yeah. And you caught him, and then you rushed in, and then you come back the corner and you go, what was I thinking? I shouldn't have done that. So, but the good thing with you is you'd have a conversation in between rounds.
Yeah.
Every time you come back to the corner, it was like having a chat on a park bench, which was brilliant.
Yeah. Well, I respect your opinion. I want to know, right, what's the crack here? And you're like, listen, get behind your jab, just move, let him come to you, and he'll walk onto something. You know what I mean? Yeah. So just box and move and listen to you, because obviously the respect's there, and you know the game inside out. But that Jermaine Taylor fight was round 3. I got dropped, didn't I? And
was it 4?
I think it was round 3.
Might be 3. Yeah.
I did. I caught him with a silly shot. Like I leaped
and then
in,
you rushed in,
him,
and then he caught
I thought, there he is, and then I went.
Yeah.
And it was quick though, wasn't he?
Yeah, unbelievable. Like he beat Hopkins twice, didn't he?
Yeah,
and they were at the around their peaks then. So
and I had to get the stoppage in the last round, and pulled it off. But right, bit of not non-boxing question. Who would you say is the nicest person in boxing? Because it's hard to.
The nicest person in boxing. There's loads of nice people in boxing. Yeah. Professional boxing, or
I'm not going to ask you the biggest knobhead is, because I usually go there, and I know you're too professional for that.
Professional boxing or amateur boxing, the nicest person.
Pro boxing, nicest person in pro
boxing, nicest person. There's a few nice people, isn't there, in pro boxing?
Ex-fighters or pundits. Oh. $1 Million Crawler comes up a lot as a nice kid. Do you know him much?
Yeah, I've met him a few times. Yeah, I've met him a few times.
But is anyone you particularly think, he's a nice guy? He's genuine,
anyone who
straight.
stands out. Anyone who stands out in professional boxing as what is it? What's the category? Just a nice person.
Genuinely nice geezer. You can say, yeah, you know what? He's genuinely. He's a nice geezer. There's no hidden ulterior motive, and there's no agenda there. He's just solid.
John Wishusen?
John Wish, yeah, I know.
John Wish?
Yeah. He worked for Matchroom for a few years.
John Wish worked with Barry Earn for a long time, but great guy, brilliant guy.
Yeah, good shout. Actually. I met him a couple of. I spoke to him quite a lot. It's quite short, grey hair geezer.
But there's loads of good, nice people in boxing. Yeah. Loads.
He was the biggest knobhead in boxing then, if we're going to go there. Too professional to say he was the biggest knobhead. He's stood behind that camera over there. Our producer, he's a right knobhead. Yeah. Proper knobhead. I'll tell you why in a bit. So it looks like Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, or some fighter he was as well. A couple of good fights.
Yeah,
with,
brilliant.
Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
It looks like he might be getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's not been confirmed yet. I mean, he's had a Hall of Fame career. He's fought everybody. What do you make of him being in the Hall of Fame? Deserved?
100% deserved.
Definitely a good fighter.
Yeah, you've seen that in his fights with Canelo. A brilliant fighter. Fantastic and heavy puncher. And at top level, you've got to be able to punch, and he could really punch, and that was the difference with him and everyone else. He could really punch.
Big punch in middleweight.
And talented as well.
How do you think he'd have fared at super middleweight against the Cobra? We was looking at him, weren't we? We was looking at the fight.
Yeah.
I'd already retired.
Well, I just think that he's a natural middleweight, and that was his weight division. You move up in the pros, it's 12 rounds, different story. But as a middleweight, fully deserves being put into the Hall of Fame, and obviously was a top fighter.
Would have been a good fight between me and him, though.
Be a great fight.
Because I want to got Sparko, even though he could punch. I just don't think I'm getting knocked out.
Yeah, he was the weight division above, weren't he?
Bigger than him, and I'd have probably needed that bit of size advantage. But that'd have been a great fight.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'd have absolutely hammered him.
Yeah, it would have been brilliant. You might have got 3 fights out of that.
Yeah, he was a top amateur as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Brilliant boxer as well.
One of the best to ever do it. And he looks like a postman, doesn't he? Or something. It just looks like just bowling around, nice jacket up, hair to the side, just to look like he can fight.
He was at the World Championships as well.
Was he just there?
He was at the World Championships in Liverpool. He was, brilliant.
Like if you bumped into you, knocked your drink out your hand, you'd be like, "What are you doing, you prick?" Give him a little shove. You'd be in trouble, wouldn't you? Well, you wouldn't. But most people, you look at him, he doesn't look like he can fight, does he? That's so unassuming. Don't judge a book by its cover. Gennady Golovkin. Absolutely spot. Who would you say is the greatest of all time? I know you're a big boxing man. We'll leave it with that one. The greatest of all time.
The greatest of all time.
Most people say Muhammad Ali just because he gets pushed out there.
The greatest of all time.
There's an argument for that, but I know you'll pick a different greatest of all time because you know you're boxing.
Greatest of all time.
There's someone in there you're thinking about that we might not know.
It's just an opinion, isn't it? You could do British greatest of all time,
like
world greatest of all time. Sugar Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Robinson.
Shot.
Greatest of all time.
Hundreds of fights.
Just like brilliant fighter. Brilliant technique and just
Was
a brilliant
welterweight?
fighter. Welterweight, middleweight, light middleweight, fought a light heavyweight, fought all the ways. But if you ask me a question, when I was a kid growing up, all of the
15 rounds.
All of the adults would say, the boxing adults would say Ray Robinson, and I watched loads of coverage of him over the years. To me, he's the person you wouldn't want to box.
Yeah, fair play. Good shot.
When he's at his peak, everyone's can have fights at the end and they've gone past the best. But when he was at his peak, he's the person you wouldn't want to fight.
Rob McCracken, MBE, the best trainer in the business. It's not just my opinion; it's a fact. Is that a fact? Yeah, it's a fact. Good luck with Lauren Price. Good luck with Galal Yafai. Good luck with what you're doing here at the England squad. Obviously. This guy knows his boxing inside out, and if it wasn't for this man here, I would never turn professional. You'd never have to listen to me say 4-time world champ, Hall of Famer, who once rendered George Groves unconscious in front of 80,000 fans. You'd never have to hear that if you want for this man. So he's got a lot to answer for. Rob, it's been a pleasure, mate.
Thanks, Carl.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Good to see you, mate.